Hi, welcome to Monday Night Live. We're here this evening and I am going to make a Unique in the Creek rose. I'm making a doubled petal rose, so I'm instead of cutting by 10 by 9 or 10 by 10, I'm cut 10 by 20 and I'm using 2 rolls of red foil snowball mesh that I picked up I believe at Joann's. I will show you how we put that together. Please share and give us a like or a love. We appreciate it. So anyway, we'll go ahead and we're going to get started on this flower. This is the new board. And I have pre-put in all but 3 of the zip ties. And I did that so that I could show you. And on these, on the old rose, which I never made one online because we couldn't, and when she let us do the roses online, then they were on these new boards. You use 2 zip ties per fold. Now we're using 1 zip tie per fold, and you do snap them on, you do put the head of them on the front as opposed in the back. And on the new boards, it's kind of hard to see. Let's see if I can, it's kind of hard for me to see. There we go. Each row, and this helps for those that teach the classes. Each row, like 4, 3, or 5, 4, 3, 2, and then this is row 1. And what I didn't remember was to get a string. These holes, which are beveled, are where you put your hanger. So this is the top of your wreath. And you can preload, you don't have to, but you can preload and just barely zip on each zip tie. So as soon as you feel it clicking, you stop. Previously, these are 6-inch zip ties at 18 pounds that I finally found on Amazon. When I went back to get more, they weren't there, so I'm not sure. I had them on my affiliate links, I did take them off. But I had been using 4-inch ties. You can do it, but it's very labor intensive because that's all I could find here in town. But like I said, I did find a bag of 1,000 of them. Should hopefully last me a while. Okay, to do the hanger, these 2 holes that are beveled, you just want to go down through each hole, or up through each hole, I guess it would be, because you want your hanger on the back. By the way, Laura started a new group called LJ Designers, or LJ's Designers Loft. It is a pay-per-month group, and you can get in on that. She makes some beautiful wreaths. I think she's one of the ultimate designers out there, and she will teach you a lot. She's taught me a lot before she even started her group. She is my business partner, buddy, and my best friend now. So I suggest if you want to learn how to design a wreath, you make that. These boards do come from Unique in the Creek. I want to keep that there. And you can find them on uniqueinthecreek.com, and soon they will be on Amazon.com. I see that. My camera keeps getting moved. I don't know what it is. So anyway, this is going to be my hanger once I get all my mesh on here. Alright, we're going to change our camera angle now. We're going to go to the back view. So you may see Michael's knees, but that's okay. We'll do the close one first. So here's our board, and I have put all of these in. You don't want to do the single ones, just the first 4 rows. Right? You're going to do rows 2 through 5. And you're just going to put these in. Now these are teeny weeny heads. I just opened this box, but these are teeny weeny heads. My other ones were bigger heads. They were 4-inch ones. And I do try to make them all go the same way. I go through this hole here, and then up through, maybe, up through the hole on the left. So I go through the right to the left, and then I put this on, and always make sure the flat part is facing down when you put it on, or it's backwards and you'll have to do it again. And then you just push it till you feel it click a couple of times, and that way it doesn't come apart. And we're going to do that on these 3 remaining holes, and then we're going to work on our petals. This is different from the old board you used to do from the back to the front, and then you would put the zip tie on the petal, and then a zip tie through the petal and onto the board. This one we're just going to use the 1 zip tie on the board. So it saves you zip ties. I believe there are 36 around where the petal mesh goes, and then there's 8 around where the leaves go. You can put leaves all over. I'm not going to. I'm going to make this like a Christmas themed rose. I'm going to try to sell it at my show Saturday. So that what I'm doing is I'm going to put pine. I have some pine picks over here covered up with my blanket because Lambda kept taking them and eating them. Because she loves Mama's decorations. Alright. So what we do is we have a 10 by 20 piece of mesh. Michael cut all these for me, bless his heart. And what I do is I cut them out a day or 2 before, and then I just spread them out like this and set something on them so that they stay more flat than rolled. So you take your 10 by 20 piece of mesh, we're going to fold it in half, and it does take more. If you use 10 by 9, you can do it with 1 roll. However, like I said, I like the double ones. I did not find this in 21 inch, or I would have used 21 inch rolls and cut the 21 by 9 to 10 inches. Then you're going to fold it in half, corner to corner. And then you're just going to gather up. Well, let's see, how far up do I gather? That's about 3 inches up. So maybe actually you want to do about 2 inches up. 2.5. And so you have something that looks like this. I like to double it because some mesh is really thin, and when I do the single ones, it's just too thin for me. I like the double look. So you can do this in a 10 by 10 or 10 by 9 petal. Then you're just going to slip it down through one of your zip ties with the end pointing out towards you. And I don't have good hand grip, and these are kind of thin. I'm just going to grab it, and I'm going to zip it down, and I'm going to zip it tight over towards the hole. Because what you're going to do is this is going to turn up, and it's going to fold around like this. And these 4 here in the center, these 4 are going to what's going to make your your bud in the middle. Alright, we'll just use these scissors for now. I can't get them very close with that, so I don't like that, but that's alright. You can cut these off if they irritate you, but the other mesh should cover it, so we only have to cut when we get down here to the edge. So we'll just keep going around. We're going to do 4 pieces in the middle. Hopefully one at a time here. I grabbed all 4 at once. I'm just going to fold it in half so that you fold it in half, and it's like using a 10 by 10 piece. So if you had a 10 by 10 piece, you'd just have 1 piece just like this size. You just do corner to corner, a couple inches up, push it, go to your next one on that same circle. You want to put it toward you, then pull your zip tie tight. I don't know why this one is broken. This one doesn't have any zippies on it. I need another zip tie tape. Thank goodness for Michael's help tonight, huh? I'm almost convinced him to get on camera. I haven't yet. He is excited. He has been making some wreaths. He does the hats. He does the candy canes. He did a Sippy the Snowman. And at the shows that we've been doing every weekend, he actually has been selling better than I have. So he thinks he's hot stuff. But he does a good job. I will say that. So I have to give him credit. I just have to get him more confident in what he's doing. Yeah. Little man is upstairs doing some cardio right now and screaming. So if you hear horses, I call them horses or elephants galloping. Or if you hear screaming, that's my little guy upstairs, Ryder, having a good time doing his cardios and whatnot.
Well, he's kind of close for you.
Okay, so I've gotten a pair of big old, I won't say the word I wanted to use because Facebook would probably kick me off. Big old cutters because someone borrowed my little cutters earlier and did not bring them back. It does that to all my stuff. However, I did buy us both a pair of Betty Crocker scissors from the Dollar Tree, and I've ended up with both of those. So maybe that was for payment for the one for my clips that he got for me, or took from me. My wire cutters, I should say. And you know, you can do these. These are easy. You can do them. I've heard Lori from Unique in the Creek talk about how she does them in her car. You can do them at your craft shows. You know, if you're pre-cut and you're just putting together the basic rows, you can just take this with you and do it while you're there. Maybe even sell it. Who knows? Sometimes I do use glue on them. This one I'm not planning on doing that tonight. I'm gonna just sometimes in the middle too. I did on the boards. Like I said, I have not worked. This is the first time I've worked with the plastic board and only the one zip tie. I always seem to do things first time with you guys. I don't know why. I guess because, I don't know. I guess I just like to do that because then if I mess up, you can see me mess up. And you've got to try it too, right? So you might as well see what happens with me with trying new things. Mike is actually on his computer now. He's supposed to be finishing a second Sippy the Snowman for the show this week. But he hasn't done that yet, so I'll jump on him tomorrow. We've still got a few days. It's not till Saturday. So what we're going to do now, after you get your first ones on, you're going to take, and you're just going to kind of, you know, make them into a circle until you're happy with it. And, you know, and like I said, if they don't stay where you want, you can use a dab of hot glue. I actually have some JB Super Weld here by me. I also have DAF Rapid Fuse. I couldn't find it in town, so I get it off of Amazon. I do have Amazon links on my page. You can order through them. At this time, I don't really think it's helping me because I don't have my 1,000 viewers on on YouTube. But someday it will. But it helps me keep my account open. They've already tried to close it once because nobody ordered. But I think we're good for now. But those are the items that I do use. Some of them are similar to Laura's items. So you can go on her page and find her associate links or affiliate links. She is monetized. And it gives her a change to buy her now and later. So it saves me money because I don't have to. So I'm just going to kind of move these around and tuck them. I'm trying to get this. I'm going to back the camera view up. I have a farther back camera view. There we go. This is what I've come up with. This is the rose with the mesh on it. I'm trying to get it in a good view. And like I said, until I'm done, I can keep foofing. I'm very impressed that, and I don't know if it's the board or I'm just getting better maybe, but I'm thoroughly impressed that when it's hanging, there's no board being seen right now, and that's without the outside leaves. Because normally, that's what I have a problem with. You can kind of see it at the top, but I am missing 3 petals. But I could almost get by without doing the petals, but that wouldn't be me, would it? So anyway, I told Mike, I said, I want to do Christmas theme. You gotta go see what I've got for picks. We have a ton. I bought a ton at closeout last year from Joann's and Walmart. And so I have things, and I was trying to decide what I wanted to use, and I like these ones because of course they have sparkle in them, and you know me, I'm a sparkle girl. And I'm just trying to decide how many I want to use and what I want to use on them. I think I'll stick with this one and not that one. And part of my problem is I'm only going to be on, I don't think I've told you guys that, but I will only be streaming on the rose. You can put, just like this, or you can put, exactly. And that would be why, for the Christmas themed rose, I'm going to do it on the table because I can't hold it up and do it. And she's going to keep yelling at me if I do. I was thinking, and just thinking, you notice I'm not putting them on, that, I have to find the holes, that to give it a little bit of Christmas air, that, let's see if you guys can see it. I was going to just use pine, but I don't have any just pine. So, what I'm thinking of is trying to figure out, and I, of course, haven't figured it out yet, but I will. Maybe not tonight, because I'm going to wait until I put those last 3 on. But, adding, or getting, I might go and get one of those small artificial trees from Dollar Tree. And then I can, but instead of the leaves, configuring it, sorry, my thing's right. Uh-oh. I just leaned on my keyboard. That was not the most intelligent thing I've ever done. But anyway, I wanted just the pine. However, I don't have just the pine, but I could get just the pine. Anyway, this, I can't take it off of there either. I gotta go back to the OBS one, guys. So, okay. Do you understand here what my point is? Is instead of having just a leaf, having like a pine. Like I just wanted the pine branch, not the doodaddies, in my world it's thingy-majobbers and whatchamacallits, pine cones, and the holly stuff, but I just wanted pine, like the pine. So what is I'm gotta go back to my other one because I can't see comments. So what does everybody think of that? If instead of using a leaf, if I got some just actual pine. This is all I have right now that's close to actual pine. And that's the best he could get me on short notes. Just, you know, like this part. And just putting that out instead of a green leaf. So I am going to go out, though, and I will get those 3 other pieces. And, let's see. Let's just do this for shigiggles. So that's pretty much what it looks like. To tell you the truth, let me lift this up just a tad. There we go. Can you see my rustling on in the background? But once I hang it up on the wall, of course, I'll fluss and flume. But I think that center looks pretty good. You just want to make sure on the board you could see the white. And that's why I would take and take a little glue and just stick the glue right down in the middle, because now I've messed with it. I made the middle more open. But that doesn't mean I can't keep messing with it. But there she is, guys. She is quite thick. But like I said, the last one I had up smashed down, but it didn't look bad at all after it smashed. These are about, this one's about double mesh. It's about, it shows 5 inches wide, but you figure usually 8 inches wide. I don't know. Maybe it's not as thick as the other one. I'd have to see. But that's what she looks like, and she's still missing 3 pieces. And you just trim any of your fray. Like this needs to be tucked back in. You can just tuck and tuck until you get it right how you want it. So I'll get those 3 other pieces of mesh and some appropriate pine. I think they sell little bitty pine trees, like artificial trees. I got a white one. I think they sell little bitty artificial trees. I'll have to look at it down at the Dollar Tree that I could probably cut the pine legs, the pine part off, and use for the leaves. But we'll sit this down here now. But anyway, gosh, I've just done all kinds of rearranging, haven't I? Yeah, that way you would see my back camera. But that's how you do the UITC rows on the new board. I'm going to let you all go. Thank you for watching me do the row. My Etsy page is Wreaths by CR, because they wouldn't let me put my whole name. So my Etsy page is, my Etsy shop is Wreaths by CR. We will see y'all later. Have a fantastic week. If you're where it's cold, stay warm. If you're where it's warm, I hope you're comfortable, because I'm cold. Have a great one. We will talk to you all later. Night-night.